Hi friends, it's Lorraine with Rags to Stitches USA. It has been a while since I have visited with you. It has been a busy season here at our house and in my life, and it's all good. I'm not complaining, but it is busy. So I think since I last visited with you, I've been on, I went to a retreat, and I know y'all have heard all about the retreat that the attic put on, summer school. It was fantastic. If you have never been on a retreat, I would encourage you to try to attend one. It was just so much fun, and like I say, I know y'all have heard all about it. It was this summer, but it was fantastic. I also, I went with, my husband and I went with another couple to North Carolina to attend the grand opening of the Mitford Museum. There was a series of books written by Jan Karon. They're fictional books just about the life of, I think he was an Episcopalian priest in a small town. And it's just feel-good, books, but there was a little town in North Carolina that has created a museum, the Mitford Museum, and so they had a whole grand opening event, weekend, several days long. And so we got to go to the museum. We got to meet Jan Karon. That was fun. We got to eat some of the foods that they talk about in the book, the orange marmalade cake and the liver mush. I actually tried liver mush. Wasn't bad. It's ground sausage and liver and something else. I can't think what the other thing is. It made into like a patty and fried. Tasted like sausage to me. But anyway, it was good. So we attended a concert and went to a play, and it was just a wonderful weekend. Loved that. And then just a couple of weeks ago, my husband and I went with another couple to the beach and spent a week there. I know I don't look like I spent a week at the beach, but I am to the age now that I just enjoy sitting under the umbrella at the beach, and I still hear the waves and feel the breeze, but I don't soak up skin cancer. So at my age, you really have to think about that. Well, at any age, you really should think about that. But when I was a teenager, I was one of those that laid out and applied all the sun magnification that I could, but I've matured since then. Hopefully I've gotten a little bit wiser. And the big thing that has been happening is I started back to school. And it has been so much fun. I'm really, really enjoying it. I enjoy, I'm going to school for horticulture. And I really love it. I love the horticulture class. The class I'm taking now, I'm learning all the botanical names of all the woody plants. And I'm having to learn how to study. When I was in high school, I didn't have to study. And, I just got by with B's, and I was happy with that. I didn't have to study. I just enjoyed life. But now I'm having to study, and I'm having to learn how to study. But it's going well. It's going well. The core classes, they're okay. But I'm really enjoying the horticulture. But it is creating quite a busy life. I don't have the luxury of being a full-time student. I still have all of my day-to-day responsibilities and also work part-time. And I told my husband the other day, I feel like I'm just rushing from one deadline to the next. And I will learn how to adjust to that, I'm sure. But there's a learning curve there, and I haven't quite adjusted, but I will. Like I say, it's all good. I'm not complaining whatsoever. I'm really enjoying this season of life. So one of the deadlines that I recently had to meet was the quilt shop where I work is putting on an event. It's a Blackbird Designs event. There is a book called Weekend by Blackbird Designs. And this book has got quite a few projects in it. There's a quilt that has been, there's a quilt that uses applique. There's also a pillow that you applique. It's got, it shows you how to make these candles. It's got a cross stitch chart. Oh, there's the pillow. There's a table runner. There's a real pretty box. There's the cross stitch chart. There's a pin cushion, and it seems like there's a couple of other projects in there. So anyway, at this event, we are going to be featuring these projects, and we're going to give it a Beatles theme since Barb loved the Beatles so much. So it's going to be called Come Together. And so I took one of the patterns in here. This is a quilt called Country Road. And I didn't want to do the whole quilt. I just wanted to do a bed runner. So I only did a couple of the blocks. So it's from my finger down. And it wound up being a little wider than I thought it was going to be. But I think it's going to be okay because one of the customers the other day was talking about she liked having a wide bed runner because not only does it keep your feet warm, but if you do get a little cooler in the middle of the night, you can just reach down and pull it up, and it's long enough that you know, it really can keep you warm. So I thought that's a great idea. I have a sleigh bed, and so even if it comes up higher than I want it to, just when the bed is made, I can tuck it, you know, the bottom down behind the footboard. So anyway, I did mine in red and white. And I'm going to be taking it to the shop in just a few minutes. So this is going to be kind of a quick video. Excuse me while I reach. But here is the bed runner. And I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see. It's quite wide, but let's see. Anyway, that's the bed runner. I love it. I think I'm going to make, I like the idea of making a bed runner instead of making a full-size quilt because you can get it done in less time, and it takes less material, and I can change them out seasonally. So anyway, that's my bed runner that I created. And then I made the cross-stitch chart. Well, I'll come to it in a second. Here we go. It's called Early Morning Read. And I think this is this chart, they also have it in another book under another name. And I meant to look that up and I forgot. But you can also find this same chart in another book. But this one is called Early Morning Read. And so I made mine. I used 36 count vintage country mocha for my fabric. It called for 32, but I prefer stitching with one strand of floss, and so I did mine on 36. Vintage country mocha, and I used the called for flosses. Let's see. The pattern called for Vintage Light Exemplar by Lakeside, but I didn't have the 36 count in that, and so I went with what I had. But I really love the way that it turned out. Isn't that pretty? Now I had to get this framed very quickly, and so I went with molding that they happen to have in stock. But I love the molding that they had in stock. I think it really goes well with the piece. So this was really fun to do. It only has one specialty stitch right here, the heart. And that is the eyelet stitch, so it's not hard. So that was fun. And it's a fully finished. That doesn't happen for me very often to have fully finished. So I actually have two fully finished projects here. I didn't tell you the fabrics that I used for the bed runner. It's kind of scrappy. So I used some Moda, I used some Andover, I used some Henry Glass. I can't think of the names of any of the lines that I used. Maybe it'll come to me, but it was just a real scrappy quilt. You can do the bed runner with 10 half-yard cuts of fabric. I used 9 half-yard cuts of fabric. I used 5 red and 4 cream color half-yard cuts. And I think I may do another one in fall colors. Sorry, I've got a little notification here. Anyway, so those are the things I'm going to be taking to work in just a few minutes. This book is out of print, unfortunately, and we really had a hard time coming up with enough copies to have for the event. But I'm hoping this may be one that they will reprint because, like I say, it has a lot of really, really fun projects in it. So, as do most of the Blackbird books. I had one other finish since I have visited with you, I think. I don't think I showed this in my last video. And I didn't press this because I wasn't planning on making a video until I realized, I'm taking these samples away, you won't be able to see them. So I finished one of my Mary Beale stockings. So this is stocking number 7 from Mary Beale's sampler series. This is just my working copy here. I love all of these Mary Beale stockings, so I'm going to be doing all 10 of them. And we have enough people in our house that I'm going to have to, in our family, that I'm going to have to be duplicating some of them, but that's okay. So this is the sampler stocking that I finished. I love it. Now this, I can't decide whether I'm going to try to fully finish this on my own or if I'm going to have it finished. I think I may tackle it. I don't know. I want to have it fully finished because I know that it would be done well and done right, but at the same time I kind of would like to finish them in a similar fashion, and I know it's going to take me a long time to get them all done, so I don't know, I may try to do it myself. Anyway, so since I finished that one, I have started on another one, and this is a piece of linen that was in my stash, and I don't even know where I got it, but it had a tag on it. This was the tag that was on it. I don't know where I got it, but I had enough left over to do another stocking. And so I wanted to change it up just a little bit. So I did coffee dye this one. I thought I had coffee dyed that other one, but once I got to thinking more about it, I don't think I did. So I coffee dyed this one. See the difference? So I love the color. The jury's still out about the flosses. I may have to change up some of the colors of the floss, but I've just got a small start on this one. And I'm going to be stitching, oh, did I not bring it in? Well, I may not have brought in the stocking that I'm working on for this one. Here's a I downloaded it, and then I actually found a hard copy, but that's the downloaded version of the one that I'm going to be working on now. So I love these stockings. I always have. I have had these patterns for decades, and I was hung up for years not knowing which order I wanted to stitch them, and my daughter finally came and said, okay, these are the ones you need to stitch for these people. And I said, good. So we've got it started. Despite how busy I've been, I have tried to stitch a little bit every day, most days. I try to stitch at least 5 days out of the week, at least 30 minutes. That's one of the challenge groups that I'm in, and that's what they have set out as a challenge, is to stitch for 30 minutes for 5 days a week. So I've tried to do that. I haven't always done that. This is my 30-minute-a-day project that I'm working on lately. It is the red and green carnation sampler. This was part of the Schoolgirl Sampler Club. There's the chart. I love this. My friend Cheryl has finished this. My friend Cheryl, by the way, is the one that quilted my bed runner. She does beautiful work. And she has finished this, and so has my friend Kathy, and they're beautiful. So I'm just barely nibbling along at mine with 30 minutes at a time. My previous 30 minutes at a time was the early morning read that I just showed you. So now that that's finished, the red and green carnation sampler will take its place. I'm still working on my His Eyes on the Sparrow. I have gotten a good bit of it done. I finished that for my journey piece for my guild. I was able to complete the goal that I had set for that. And what else have I been working on? My 4 focus pieces that I'm doing for my challenge group is Sparrow and the Mary Beale stockings, and the strawberry sampler. That's the one that had all of the satin stitches. I'm only doing the bare minimums on that because I'm not feeling it right now, all those satin stitches. So I'm doing the bare minimums that I have to do each month on that. And then what's the other one? Oh, A Savior's Praise. And I did a little bit on that, but not really enough to even show you an update on that. I don't think I've started anything new. Well, I did start a few new things when I went to the attic. We got, and I'm sure y'all have seen all the goodies that we received. So I just have a little bitty start on a couple of those, but not even enough to really count. It's just enough to say that I started. So I think that's really all that I have right here at my fingertips to show you before I have to take my things to the shop. But I did want to just touch base and say hi, and that I miss you guys, and I thank you so much for staying with me and encouraging me in my schoolwork. It really did mean a lot. Your comments on my last video and the private messages that you sent, it meant a lot. It is a little harder studying and going to school as a senior adult, but like I say, I'm enjoying it, and I don't know that I will live long enough to get this degree, but I'm just going to enjoy the journey. I don't think there's anything new planned as far as my stitching goes anytime in the foreseeable future. I've got a lot of whips that I want to work on, and it felt good to have some finishes to show you. So hopefully the next time I come in to visit with you, it will I'll have a few more finishes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking my video, and for the new subscribers, I appreciate y'all so much. I am gonna head out in this beautiful fall day. This is my favorite time of the year, and you know, I have not even decorated for fall. And y'all, I usually decorate September 1st, and it's just, I think I have a little sign on my front porch and some mums, and that's all the decorating I have done. I think I'll just probably skip the fall decorating now and go straight to Christmas. Our family's going to have an early Thanksgiving this year, and which means I'll get to decorate for Christmas a little early. My kids don't like for me to decorate for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. So since we're having an early Thanksgiving, it means I'll get to enjoy my Christmas decorations a little longer. So anyway, it's going to be a shorter video, but I've enjoyed my visit with you guys. Hopefully I'll get to visit with you again before this long. We should be getting a little bit of a break, and then school will be over in December for the semester. So I'll have just a little bit of a break then. That'll be nice. So until I visit with you again, happy stitching, everybody.